It's getting hot in here, so start streaming Nelly music. So Nelly, who you're familiar with if you were born before the year, I want to say 2004. Nelly did the song It's Getting Hot in Here, so take off all your clothes, and a number of others with the St. Lunatics. According to the St. Louis Business Journal, the IRS recently filed a $2.4 million tax lien against the Hot and Herre rapper in St. Charles County, Missouri. Nelly, born Cornell Haynes Jr., also reportedly owes Missouri nearly $150,000 and faces a more than $51,000 tax lien in California. So, people are saying, let's stream his music enough times so that the royalties from that pay for his tax liens. And it was reported in Spin magazine, I believe, that fans would need to stream Hot in Here on Spotify at least 287,176,547 times. And the response has been amazing. People like Jim Jar Jarmusch, which is a great name, said, pro tip, turn your phone on to mute and put on Hot in Here while you sleep. 7 hours of sleep equals 110 plays. Hashtag Hot in Here streaming party. And Sriracha Squad Dad says, if you don't support Hot in Here streaming party, I don't support you. And if anyone knows about it being hot in here, it's a Sriracha Squad Dad, because he's committed his life to heat, if only in Sriracha sauce. This is my favorite story I've seen in a long time.
I did a little research, actually.
Bring it.
Okay, so Spotify reports that their payout for artists per stream is between 6/1000th and 84/10,000th of a cent. So this estimation from Spin magazine is if he's on the higher end, if he's on the minimum end of the scale, he will need 402,880,500 plays, which is significantly more. I'm not an existentialist, and I'm not saying don't try, but it could be even harder than you think it is.
We could buy his album, probably.
We could do that. That might make more money.
Am I the only one that's going to rain on the parade? Did I forget my coffee this morning or something? Like, there's many things that really riles me up, right? Talking about gun laws in America is something that I hate talking about because it gets me really mad. But other than that, it's those that come into positions of fame and obtain a huge amount of wealth and then don't know how to manage their money, right?
Yeah.
And end up get into circumstances. And I'm not saying that Nelly hasn't managed his money. I mean, I think it's just it's came up that he has a massive tax debt that, according to rumors, has to pay off, whether he's got the money or not for it. It's just the fact is that it's like people now are coming out to, like, one tweet I remember seeing is like, I can't even pay my own bills, and now Nelly's relying on me to stream music so I can help pay off his tax debt. And it's something that is so prominent as we see today. Like, remember we did a story on 50 Cent, who is bankrupt, right? Because he went through stages of not being able to manage his money. And I've always looked at the thing as like, you obviously get the opportunity to do something you love, make a great amount of money in doing it, and then, but the idea is the myth, it's like as soon as you do that, the work is done. Whereas I've always kind of followed Shaq's mentality of things, right? The guy who spent his first million in 30 minutes after obtaining it, right? But when you listen to Shaq's story, I'm telling you, if you haven't read up on what Shaq has done, he's an amazing character, right? Because he actually went back to school and learned business. Like, the guy went through a huge amount of turmoil early on where he was like, if you're going to go this way, his manager told him, you're going to end up broke. You're going to be one of those athletes that are broke. And now, to this day, Shaq is a joint owner of 155 Five Guys, 17 Auntie Annie's pretzel restaurants, 150 car washes, 40 24-hour fitness centers, a shopping center, a movie theater, and several Las Vegas nightclubs, as well as being, I think, some sort of police official in Miami. And he still earns around $22 million a year on his endorsements. That's managing money, keeping it moving rather than relying on it.
I feel like there's tons of stories of athletes who burn through their money, and because there's people that are just taking. But there's a story of Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton declared bankruptcy twice. She, on her first record, according to one of the reports I read, I think from Time magazine, Toni Braxton made $170 million in sales off her first record contract. That's how much they got. She said her royalties were $1,972.
Wow.
The music industry is notorious for screwing you over intensely from the moment you sign your contract, because you as an artist have to pay back all the expenses that they put into building your brand. And then later you can go and change your tune. Tom Petty declared bankruptcy because his record label sold him essentially to another record label, and he's like, I'm not going to go through that. He used bankruptcy to get out of it. Tom Petty, who has his own channel on Sirius Radio. Like, these are big names that just don't get the kind of royalties in the music industry that you'll see from people who are guaranteed, from their sports contracts, $20 million. It's harder.
And I understand that completely. Nelly is obviously one of those cases that he's transferred over. I remember him starring in that fantastic role in, what was the movie that he was in with Adam Sandler? Where he played the wide receiver in the prison movie where they had the
longest yard.
Longest yard. So he's obviously a movie star there as well. I'm just saying, I don't even know the full details whether or not Nelly couldn't manage his money. I completely understand in the music industry, it's kind of its own specific animal where there is take. I think that more people are becoming aware of it now if they move into that entertainment industry and you move into coming into money, that you have to understand to manage it. Like I remember I read some books recently that was talking about how the average millionaire who is able to obtain wealth and whatever it is doesn't rely on less than 7 separate sources of income. And that is just education.
Yeah.
If you think you can rely on the money that you've obtained, then you won't need to rely on certain instances where people are going to go forward and push tax fraud on you from trying to mismanage your money in certain ways. And that's why an unlikely hero of mine will be Shaquille O'Neal. I'm going to follow in his footsteps.
You know what? This is how I believe, okay? I'm from the old school.
And the old school is also part of the Young Turks Network. Get the whole network by becoming a member today. TYTnetwork.com/join.